It started with a letter, simple, handwritten, and terrifying. One envelope turned into dozens, then hundreds. Threats, secrets, accusations. For over 2 decades, a quiet town in Ohio was gripped by fear. No one knew who was behind it. No one could stop it. And when someone died, the mystery turned deadly. This is the story of the Circleville Letters, a chilling mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Welcome to SPARKO, where true crime meets suspenseful storytelling. This one will haunt you. Circleville was the kind of town where everyone knew everyone. Just 30 miles south of Columbus, it was quiet, cozy, and traditional. But in 1976, something cracked beneath the surface. Residents began receiving anonymous letters, handwritten, crude, and full of accusations. First, they seemed random. Then they turned personal. Dark secrets were being exposed. Someone knew everything about everyone. The letters weren't just gossip. They were threats. The first major target was Mary Gillespie, a local school bus driver. One day, she received a chilling note accusing her of having an affair with the school superintendent, Gordon Massey. The letter was filled with personal details, things only someone close to her would know. Mary was confused and frightened. Soon, her husband Ron Gillespie received a letter too, warning him to stop the affair or else. Ron was furious. He confronted Mary, who denied everything. She insisted there was no affair. Still, the letters kept coming, and they were spreading to neighbors, family members, and even the school board. The town was being poisoned one envelope at a time. By mid-1977, the anonymous writer's threats intensified. Signs appeared along Mary's bus route, vulgar, slanderous messages visible to the children she drove daily. One day, she stopped the bus and tore a sign down, only to discover a booby-trapped box with a loaded gun inside. The gun had been altered to fire when the sign was pulled. Could have killed her. The message was clear. This was personal. But why Mary? Why Circleville? The writer seemed to know intimate details about people's lives. Affairs, finances, even private conversations. Paranoia spread like wildfire. People began suspecting their friends, their co-workers, even their own spouses. On August 19, 1977, things took a deadly turn. Ron Gillespie received a phone call, believed to be from the letter writer. Enraged, he grabbed his revolver and left the house. Moments later, his truck was found crashed into a tree. Ron was dead. The coroner ruled the cause of death to be an accident. But here's the strange part. Ron had fired his gun once, and his blood alcohol level was nearly twice the legal limit. Friends and family swore Ron wasn't a drinker. Was he murdered? Was he run off the road? Did someone stage the crash? The letter writer had made their move, and now someone was dead. The letters didn't stop. Even after Ron's death, more notes were mailed. They mocked his death, threatened Mary, accused local officials of cover-ups. People began speculating. Was the writer a teacher, a neighbor, a former lover? Theories swirled. Eventually, suspicion landed on Paul Freshour, Ron's brother-in-law. Why Paul? Well, Mary and Paul had a rocky relationship, and Paul had access to the type of gun found in the booby-trapped box. In 1983, police asked Paul to take a handwriting test. They asked him to copy some of the letters word for word. Then they compared his samples to the real ones. A handwriting expert claimed it matched. Paul Freshour was arrested. Paul was charged with attempted murder, for the booby trap meant to kill Mary Gillespie. But here's the strange thing. He was never charged for the letters. At the trial, no direct evidence linked Paul to the box. No fingerprints, no DNA, just handwriting. Still, the jury believed it. Paul was found guilty and sentenced to 7 to 25 years in prison. But the story doesn't end there. Because while Paul sat behind bars, the letters kept coming. From 1983 to 1994, hundreds more letters were mailed. some to journalists, others to TV shows, even Paul's own prison. All in the same handwriting, all postmarked from Columbus. Paul swore he had nothing to do with it, and honestly, how could he? He was in solitary confinement. Still, the letters continued. Paul even passed a lie detector test when questioned about them. Something didn't add up. If Paul wasn't the writer, then who was? As years passed, other suspects emerged. Some believed it was someone in law enforcement. After all, the letters often targeted officials and exposed insider details. Others thought Mary Gillespie herself might have known more than she let on. A few pointed to a disgruntled local teacher, a rejected lover, or even multiple people working together. Could it have been a group conspiracy? Or was the writer simply a skilled manipulator, hiding in plain sight? Despite efforts, the case eventually went cold. Paul Freshour was released in 1994, still maintaining his innocence. He died in 2012, never knowing the truth or revealing what he knew. What makes this case so disturbing isn't just the letters, it's the power they held. With nothing but ink and envelopes, the writer controlled an entire town. They divided families, sparked fear, possibly even caused a death. This wasn't just harassment, it was psychological warfare. The Circleville writer understood one thing: secrets are power. And in a small town like Circleville, everyone has secrets. Who was the Circleville writer? Was it Paul Freshour, or someone using him as a scapegoat? How did the writer know so many personal details? Why did they target Mary Gillespie? Was Ron's death an accident or a murder? And how did the letters continue from prison? These questions remain unanswered. To this day, the Circleville Letters case is still open. Even now, Circleville remembers. Some of the original recipients still live in the area. Some refuse to talk. Others won't even touch the topic. The fear never fully left. And the writer, whoever they were, was never brought to justice. With nothing but a pen and paper, they turned a peaceful town into a nightmare. The Circleville writer may be gone, but the mystery remains. And somewhere out there, someone still knows the truth. Thanks for watching SPARKO, where shadows speak and stories never die. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more gripping true crime documentaries.